Welcome back to another video, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alex, and today we are going to be talking about another Goosebumps classic. I used the word classic a little liberally there. I don't think this is one that a lot of people really remember super fondly. It's not one that I remember watching as a kid. I'm sure I saw it before. Today we are going to be talking about The Scarecrow Walks at Midnight.
I'm a demon.
But before we get into that, let me just say, I appreciate all the support my last few videos have gotten, and guys, I'm getting so close to 200 subscribers. I would really love if you guys could subscribe, get me there real quick. That'd be super awesome. Hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, leave a like, comment on this video. It all helps me out a lot, makes me want to do more videos. I appreciate the support. So the episode starts off just like every other with the banging theme song, right? The dog with the glowy eyes, all that stuff. Okay, cool. The intro scene is, it feels like one of those PSAs that are like, drugs are bad, or the rock and roll will make you worship the devil. You know what I mean? It's like, it's got that kind of cheery music. It's kind of like ethereal feeling. And just like that, we see the kid that this PSA is probably about. And he's getting a bunch of stuff out of the truck with his dad. We meet the two other kids, Mark and Jody. They came to their grandparents' house this summer to visit them, you know, spend a little time with them, maybe catch some frogs.
Hey, Grandpa Kurt, can we go catch some frogs tonight?
Well, we're supposed to get some rain later on. We'll do it another time. You got the whole summer for frog catching.
I like those frogs. You shouldn't catch them, because if you do, the scarecrows might just end up catching you.
What's with Stanley?
All right, back it up there a bit, Stanley. You know, also, okay, real quick, I wanted to do this episode because I wanted to do like a fun fall video. It's, you know, Thanksgiving's right around the corner, and there isn't like a Thanksgiving Goosebumps episode. This is the only one that sort of seems like a fall type vibe that isn't like a Halloween thing. And I get that it's supposed to be like the kids are visiting their grandparents for the summer, but think about fall outside of Halloween and outside of like turkey or whatever. You think scarecrows, right? People put little cute scarecrows everywhere. Okay, anyway, back to the video.
Why does it have to pour the first night we get here? I wanted to get some frogs.
Dude, why the fuck is this kid so obsessed with frogs? It's been like a minute into the movie and he talked about frogs like 80 times. That night, Jody tells Mark, hey, why don't you go to sleep? Because the sooner we sleep, the sooner we can wake up for some
chocolate chip pancakes.
Right, that was kind of fucking ominous sounding. Like, what the fuck was with that music, dude? Am I supposed to be afraid of chocolate chip pancakes? Is that what the media wants? Does the media want us to be afraid of chocolate chip pancakes? What did they do to the pancakes?
What have they done to us?
What did they do to us? While the kids are thinking about going to bed, Grandma and Grandpa are downstairs and Grandma's having a fucking panic attack, dude, because she looks outside the window, huge storm going on, the scarecrow is not on the post that it's normally mounted to, and Grandpa just tells her, don't be so fucking scared, it's probably just from the wind, from the crazy ass fucking storm outside. It probably just blew the scarecrow off the post. So don't be so scared. But Stanley did mention that the scarecrows will get you, they'll catch you, whatever the fuck that means. So maybe the scarecrow is trying to catch somebody right now, or maybe Stanley's words have kind of seeped into Grandma's brain and spooked her a little bit and made her believe the impossible is real, like those fucking AI pictures on Facebook. But as they leave the room and turn off the lights, we see a scarecrow trying to bust in through the window, try to get in that house. Kind of like when you see an old zombie movie or whatever, it's kind of just banging there, and you know, it kind of makes sense because zombies and scarecrows both need brains.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
The next morning they sit down for breakfast, and what the fuck, dude? What the actual fuck, dude? Cornflakes? Instead of the ominous ass fucking chocolate chip pancakes, dude, you're giving them cornflakes? What the fuck is this about, Grandma? We want some chocolate chip pancakes, the kind that are like scary or something, not cornflakes.
What about your famous pancakes?
I'm afraid I forgot to buy chocolate chips.
Look at that fucking weirdo. What's his deal? He got a gun under the table? How's he getting grandma to just like do whatever he says? And like, why is it, you know, he like gives her a weird look and she just like, you know, she has like a story made up just to please Stanley. Does Stanley hate chocolate chip pancakes? Does he hate chocolate chips? What's his fucking deal? Who is he? First of all, who is Stanley? They've shown him a couple times. He's just said a bunch of weird shit, but they haven't explained him. Is he like a farmhand? Is he like a neighbor? Or like who the fuck? Who is fucking Stanley? The kids are playing catch and Mark throws that ball deep into the cornfield. Jody goes to get it, but she can't find it, so he comes over to help her. And they find it laying next to a scarecrow, and just then, Stanley shows up.
Oh, hi, Stanley.
A scarecrow walks at midnight.
He said the thing. He said the title of he said the thing. The title of the movie. He said it. He said that.
Stanley, are you confused again?
No, I'm just telling you. I made him walk one time.
You made him walk.
Sure enough.
Dude, what the fuck? Is Stanley just like a crazy person that grandma and grandpa take care of? Or like, who is he? Like, everybody seems to know so much about Stanley and they're so afraid of Stanley, or they're trying to comfort him or something. And us as the audience, like, I know nothing about Stanley. Just then, that Slayer fan from earlier shows up and scares the shit out of those kids.
Oh, you city kids sure scary.
Sticks, that's not funny.
Wait, hold on. Did she just say his name is Sticks? His name's fucking Sticks? Like the band? Like the river? Or like Sticks and Stones? May break my bones. But I know you'd never hurt me, girl. Sticks tells them that this place ain't for city kids. City kids can't hack it here. If you're from the fucking city, get bent, bitch. Get the fuck out. Country boys only. Later on, Mark and Jody are, you know, hanging out, and Mark's questioning if things seem a little strange to Jody too, or if it's just him, and, you know, she agrees. She shares the same feelings about how weird Grandma and Grandpa have been. The whole chocolate chip pancake debacle and the frog thing, and, you know, it's all a little too weird and too suspicious. Mark, he mentions that he's a little upset because he thinks since Grandpa, well, and Grandma, since they've both been a little weird, they might not let him ride the thresher. What is a thresher? It's this thing. I looked it up. It's the thing. It separates grain seeds from the stalks. It's just like farm equipment, and he wants to ride it real bad, and he's worried Grandpa won't let him now. But, you know, I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about, but now I do.
And knowing is half the battle.
They say Stanley's acting a bit strange too. Maybe Grandpa's like overworking him or something. So, context clue, he is a farmhand. But anyway, they decide to go to bed. So Mark gets up to shut the window and the blinds, and he sees the scarecrows fucking busting a move, dude. They're fucking grooving. They're fucking moving around. Jody looks out the window and she's like, it's just the wind. Fucking idiot. But, you know, she looks out there and obviously the scarecrows aren't moving as much, but the wind is like shaking them a little bit. So, you know, Mark's like, possible, but don't you remember that shit Stanley said about the Scarecrow Walks at midnight?
You're letting Stanley get to you. You heard what he said. The Scarecrow walks at midnight. That makes no more sense than the time he said pigeons like their toenails polished. Remember that one?
Okay, who the fuck is Stanley? Why does he say such insane shit? Who is he? Explain this to me. Let me know. He's a huge fucking deal and I don't know who he is.
Mark, we both know Stanley's a little slow. Sometimes he says things he doesn't mean. Things that make no sense at all. Maybe you're right.
Okay, so no more fucking Stanley jokes. I didn't know that. They didn't give us any real clues other than he's just a little different. So The next morning, we see a close-up of the Scarecrow, and Jesus fucking Christ, dude, what is with that mask? Like, this thing's designed originally just to scare crows away, right? It doesn't need to scare people too. You don't need to give it the scariest goddamn mask you could find at Spirit Halloween or whatever. Jody tries to find Mark while they play hide and seek. Jody tries to find Mark while they're playing hide and seek, and she can't. But she stumbles upon an empty post. Scarecrow missing. Just then, she hears rustling. And then she hears more rustling. And then she hears more rustling. And then there's even more rustling. And this shit goes on for like 30 fucking seconds. And she ends up wandering to the barn and walks inside looking for Mark or for Grandpa or for anybody. And all she sees are clothes and hay. Just then, Styx jumps out and scares the fuck out of her. She yells at him for always being so mean to them and always pulling pranks on them and blames him for all the rustling she heard in the corn. But he's like, dude, I've been in here working all day. I've been nowhere near you fucking city kids. And besides, what did I say? This place ain't no place for a city kid. So fuck off, city bitch. That night, they sit down for some pie and Grandma hands them some delicious cherry pie. But what's that? That's a problem? That's an issue? Yeah, it is, because Grandpa normally likes apple pie. So what the fuck is with the cherry pie?
I don't get it. We always have apple. Yeah, it's Grandpa Kurt's favorite.
Cherry's my favorite.
Cherries it's a nice change.
Stanley's controlling too much shit around here. No catching frogs, no chocolate chip pancakes, gotta eat that cherry pie. He can't keep getting away with it! But he probably will, because this whole movie is just him getting away with whatever the hell he wants to get away with. Grandma then looks scared as fuck while she gives Stanley some pie. As they sit down to eat their pie, the kids are like, "Oh, Grandpa, tell us one of your stories. We love hearing your stories." And Stanley's like, "Don't you dare tell them a fucking story. Your stories are too scary, old man. I don't want to hear your stories. They freak me out." So, then Grandpa's like, "All right, I guess I won't tell any stories tonight. I don't have any more stories to tell." And he walks out of the room like a bitch. That night, Jody is awoken by this fucker and his wife. But thank God it's just a dream. There's not really a Grandma and Grandpa Scarecrow. She decides to tell Mark about that dream the next morning, and he tells her that her imagination is just probably working overtime or something. They decide to race each other on bikes, and just as they get going, a Scarecrow jumps out of the fucking corn and tackles Jody off her bike and just starts pinning her down to the ground, and she screams so hard that we cut to a commercial break. Welcome to the commercial break. Today's video is a partnership with Dubby. Dubby is an energy drink powder. Tastes really good. Doesn't make me feel jittery and shitty like Red Bulls and stuff do. Doesn't make me shit my whole entire ass out like coffee does. And in fact, I was a little skeptical about Dubby. I just saw an ad about them being like, "Hey, we want to work with small creators." So I thought, hey, I'll sign up. I'll see what that's about. I ordered some of their product. I actually really enjoy it. I got this blue raspberry flavor. Tastes real good. I like to mix it with sparkling water just because I used to drink a lot of the carbonated energy drinks. I like that carbonation. I like the bite from it. And that with the Dubby powder is freaking sweet, dude. So if you want to try Dubby for yourself, and I think you should, click on the link in the description below or go to dubby.gg and use coupon code POOPOOPPP for 10% off your entire order. It's super cool. It helps my channel. I really appreciate it. Dubby's awesome. Their drinks are great. Go buy some Dubby stuff. Love you. Bye. We see Jody fighting for her life, but she manages to push that Scarecrow away, and you know what? It's just a Scarecrow. Inanimate. It doesn't move, it doesn't feel, it doesn't anything, it's not alive. How did that happen? She blames Styx, thinking it's one of his little practical jokes, but then Stanley jumps out of the corner and he's like, Sticks would never throw a fucking scarecrow at you. Get real. He then tells them they need to get back to the house.
Come on, we better get you back to the house. Leave the bikes. I'll get them later.
Okay, the fuck is that about, dude? No bikes? Like, what is his deal? I need to learn more about Stanley, dude. He says insane shit. He does weird things. He hypnotizes grandparents. He names his kids Sticks. Who is this man? Jody kicks the Scarecrow's head off, and then the camera pans down to show that the whole body is just turned into a pile of hay, but like the clothes are gone, and the Scarecrow's just like gone now. So is that more like a zombie now, right? You destroy the head, you destroy the whole thing? I don't know. Guess we'll have to watch and find out. Jody dresses Mark up like a scarecrow that night, and they hatch a plan to lure Sticks out of his house so that Mark can then jump out and scare the son of a bitch. As Jody walks up to try to get Sticks, the Scarecrow comes walking out of the corn, and Jody's like, Mark, you motherfucker, what are you doing? It's not time yet. But it's not Mark, dude. It's an actual scarecrow, and it's walking at midnight. She knocks its head off, but it's fine. So that scene earlier is confusing, and I don't know what any of that means. It was really stupid because this one lost its head and it's fine. But then Sticks runs out of the house and he starts hurling rocks at it, getting it to like, you know, go on, get, or whatever. And he just like has the rocks in his pocket. Why do you just carry a pocket of rocks, Sticks and stones? Is that your thing? Why do you have a pocket of rocks inside your house, bud? What are you doing? She's like, that Scarecrow was alive. And he's like, ugh, my dad did it, dude. Okay, Stanley did this. He made the Scarecrows walk at midnight. So he wasn't lying about the Scarecrow thing. Okay. But Sticks is acting like it's like annoying, you know, that his dad did that. Like, he's like, oh my God, he's so embarrassing, dude. He makes the Scarecrows freaking walk around, dude. Ugh. It's like if his dad like did something to embarrass him in front of his crush or his friends or something. Not like his dad brought scarecrows to life who want to kill people, maybe? I don't know. I don't know what the scarecrows want to do.
What's going on? Who was that?
A couple months ago, my dad, he found this book full of spells. He thought it'd be cool if the scarecrows were alive so they could really keep the birds off the crops. That way, he wouldn't have to work so hard. Yeah, well, they came alive all right. Except it wasn't the crows they wanted to scare.
So Stanley found a spell book, used it to bring the scarecrows to life to scare crows away, but the scarecrows want to scare the people away, and so now he uses them as a tool to scare the grandparents into making him cherry pie. And so if the scarecrows' whole deal is that they just want to scare people, that's not that bad, right? That's like kind of just annoying. Like, they're not trying to kill people. They're just trying to scare you, which I feel like isn't, like, that doesn't necessitate the reaction that grandma and grandpa have where they go out of their way to make like cherry pie or whatever and tell the grandkids like, no fucking chocolate chips for you, dude. I don't want the scarecrow to like fucking scare me, dude. I don't need to get spooked. If it's not trying to kill you, then what? Fucking just knock it over and tell it to shut up, dude. He explains that, you know, his dad's not a bad guy. He just has been a farmhand his whole life, and he wants to know what it's like to be on the other end of that, kind of be the guy in charge or, you know, whatever. But, like, I don't know, dude. I think bringing scarecrows to life and refusing to make them go back to sleep in order to get some old dude to stop telling spooky stories and, you know, to, like, force his wife to make you cherry pie or whatever, like, that's kind of bad, dude. That's, like, kind of shitty. But as they're talking, Stanley he's like creeping up on him, and he's got the spell book. He's like hugging it all tight, and they see him. And that motherfucker just runs. He gets the hell out of the house, and those kids have to chase him down, trying to figure out what the fuck he's doing. They catch him in a cornfield, and Sticks is like, Dad, make those scarecrows go back to sleep right now, dude. But just then another scarecrow comes into the clearing, and Stanley just runs. He's gone. He's fucking gone, and it's just Mark, okay? So that's where he is. He's there now. He wanted to scare Sticks, didn't know what the fuck was going on, scared Stanley instead, the guy who brings scarecrows to life with a book of magic, you know, whatever. That's just That's how that's going. Stanley ends up running into a bunch of like other scarecrows, and he starts reading out of the book. And wouldn't you know, the scarecrows that he runs into start coming to life.
Oh no. No, Dad, you read the wrong chant. This is the one that makes him wake up.
Well, fuck, Sticks. Why didn't you take the book from him earlier? If you know so much about what spell does what, why didn't you just take the book and fucking go put a stop to all this yourself, dude? Your dad doesn't seem like he knows what's happening. But the scarecrows start coming for him, so Sticks tells the other kids to run, and he and his dad stay behind so that the scarecrows can scare them instead of Mark and Jody, I think. I still don't think the scarecrows want to hurt anybody. I think it seems like they just want to scare people. But as they're running off, a scarecrow reaches out and grabs Jody by the leg, trips her, but Mark helps her up, and they get running, and they get into the barn. And as they're about to shut the door, Sticks and Stanley come running in the barn as well. Sticks chops that shit off, and then they start coming up with a plan. They're trying to think of what they can do to get out of there alive, unscared. I don't really know what the stakes are yet. But just as it seems calm, a scarecrow breaks in and grabs Sticks and starts like doing something. Sticks fights that son of a bitch, and the other kids start fighting other scarecrows that come in, and Stanley's just kind of like there. And Sticks, like, he's begging Stanley to just read that spell to put the scarecrows to sleep before, and Stanley's like, I don't remember it, dude. I don't know which one it is. This is so fucked, dude. This whole thing's so fucking scary. I feel like I'm a crow because these things are so scary to me. But then we see lights turn on, and it's the Thresher. Remember that thing from earlier I talked about? It's that thing, and it turns on, and it starts spinning, and it spins kind of slowly, and the scarecrow's just kind of like... And you see that it's Mark. He actually got to ride the Thresher like he wanted, so that's pretty cool. No frogs, but Thresher, he got to do that. I feel like it's kind of anticlimactic. It's kind of like a fun nod to like something he said earlier, but I feel like the way it was filmed and shot is just so slow-mo and so weird looking. It like, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's a kid show and they're trying not to be violent and they had like no budget, but kind of a lame ending. The next day, everyone's hanging out and they're all relieved to know that the scarecrows are gone. They saved the day. Then Stanley finds a goddamn piece of paper with some weird spell written on it, and as he reads it, the Thresher comes to life in the barn and breaks out and starts heading for the house. End scene. That's how it fucking ends, dude. A haunted Thresher. It's gonna separate all of the grain seeds from the stalks of the house. So, the little pig that made his house out of straw, maybe even the one who made his house out of sticks, they're both fucked, dude. The big bad wolf doesn't even need to come this time because the Thresher is gonna blow their little fucking pig house down. But anyway, guys, that is The Scarecrow Walks at Midnight. Like, I don't think it's good. Like, the video I did about Werewolf of Fever Swamp, like, that one is legitimately good. That one is fun. I suggest watching that one. This one, like, if you just want something kind of dumb, something to laugh at, if you're a big Scarecrow guy, then watch this. You can watch this one because it's got scarecrows in it. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for me today. Like I said, I'm getting so close to 200 subscribers. If you guys could just smash that subscribe button, ring that bell, like, comment, share, whatever, I would really, really appreciate it. If I get up to 200, maybe I will find some of you guys who subscribe to me and I'll give you a little kiss right on the lips, like a nice little kiss if you want one from me and you are hot, and if my wife says it's okay. Also, don't forget, buy some Dubby and use my code POOPOOPPP for 10% off. I'm Alex. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. See you later, dog.